The Las Piñas-Parañaque Wetland Park is the first critical habitat established in the country. But today, it's being threatened by reclamation projects in Manila Bay, and now more than ever, it's critical to raise awareness about the park's importance. Joining us to talk about this is Julius Lecciones. He's joining us via Zoom from the U.S. He is the Special Project Officer of the Society for the Conservation of Philippine Wetlands, Inc. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Mai, and good morning to your viewers. It's great to be here, and thank you for having me and talking about wetlands.
Great to have you. Thanks for joining us today. So this wetland park, this was designated a critical habitat in 2007 and a national protected area in 2018. But tell us first, what is a wetland? Explain to our viewers, how does it benefit a community?
Yeah, so there are many ways to define wetlands, but a common definition comes from the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands, and it's defined as areas of marsh, fen, peatland or water, whether natural or artificial, permanent or temporary, with water that is static or flowing, fresh, brackish or salt, including areas of marine water, the depth of which at low tide does not exceed 6 meters. And wetlands are actually the most productive habitats on the planet, and they outweigh all other terrestrial ecosystems. And even if they comprise only 6% of the world's surface, they are critical to the health and livelihood of half of the world's population. And wetlands are crucial, not only because they're a source of livelihood and food, but also because they reduce the destructive effects of extreme hazards such as storm surges and flooding. So at one point, Manila Bay had 54,000 hectares of mangrove in 1890, and in 2007, they only had 400 hectares left. But thankfully, many efforts, including the National Greening Program, have helped bring back these mangroves and wetlands.
Okay, so what is a Ramsar wetland? It was listed as a Ramsar wetland in 2013, right? What is the significance of that?
So the site was designated a Ramsar wetland of international importance in 2013 because of the presence of 1% of the global population of black-winged stilts, the presence of the vulnerable Chinese egret, and our very own vulnerable Philippine duck.
So there are endangered species there that it's important to really conserve it and protect them. Tell us more about this Las Piñas-Parañaque Wetland Park. How big is this area? And, aside from those endangered species, what else can be found there?
Yeah, so in 2018, this site was included in the expanded National Integrated Protected Area System, and 181.63 hectares were part of this protected area. The primary purpose of this protected area, of course, is to holistically conserve and protect the natural heritage of the Filipino people. On site, it serves a lot of different benefits to the community, fresh air, bird watching. Even if it's not yet open to the public, there are instances where they're allowed to use the site for recreation and others. An important part of its function in Manila Bay is its ability to clean the water, to reduce storm surge, the effects of storm surge.
So there are restrictions, but you said some areas there are open to the public. Would you know, where can we go?
Yes, so there are two main islands there, Long Island and Freedom Island. And on Freedom Island, you have a trail that you can use, a boardwalk, and also a visitor center. On Long Island is where the main wetland center complex is. And there we have facilities for communication, caring capacity building, education, participation, and awareness activities. But again, you have to ask permission to enter the site because it's not yet fully prepared to open to the public.
Yes. So, for example, we have plans as a family to go this weekend. You said you have to ask permission. Is there a website where we can go to register perhaps? And what do we need to prepare? What do we need to bring when we want to go for a weekend?
Yes, so at this point in time, most of the activities that are held on site are done by institutions. But you can always approach DNR NCR, who manage the process of entering the park.
So let's talk about what are the biggest challenges that the wetland is facing? What are the threats to it? And what needs to be done to protect it?
So there are the biggest threat, of course, is pollution and urbanization. There's always the threat of the park being reclaimed as well. Pollution around the area, of course, damages the plants and also threatens the animals on site. And there are more than 5,000 birds there at a single point in time. But because it is designated as a protected area, plans have been developed in order to ensure the ecological integrity of the site.
So, Aaron, in 2019, approximately 22 Manila Bay land reclamation projects were announced by the government, and this, of course, sparked criticism. What needs to be done to somehow maintain or strike a balance and protect the park?
Yeah, so in fact, this is one of the bright spots of cooperation between the Philippine Reclamation Authority, DNR-NCR, civil society, and the private sector and others to protect mangroves in Manila Bay. And so we hope that this type of model of this cooperation between different agencies can continue to serve and protect our natural heritage in the wetlands. In the meantime, the Protected Area Management Board ensures that we follow the approved implementation plans in ensuring the conservation of the wetland park.
Very quickly, Aaron, before we let you go, has climate change affected the wetland, and does it also help mitigate the impact of climate change?
Most definitely, the mangroves are known to sequester carbon, so that's already a way to address climate change. But at the same time, because of the amount of pollution, the mangroves are not as healthy as they should. So when extreme weather events do come, they do get damaged, destroyed, they die, and they have a hard time growing back.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for enlightening us on this subject. More power to you guys at the Society for the Conservation of Philippine Wetlands, Inc.
Thank you.